jiwa. See the one more day you. When you ready here, Taina ya do ye now. 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 See the one more day you. I won't blame money. When I am more day you. I won't blame money. See the one more day you. See the one more day you. I won't blame money. When I am more day you. See the one more day you. See the one more day you. When you quiet, Taina ya do ye now. Taina ya do ye now. Taina ya do ye now.
Good evening, folks. Sam Cinto, LIBERIA Public Radio. I want to welcome all of you again. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Folks, the disease is still out there, and we just have to be very careful. But thank you for joining us this evening. We appreciate it. It's a wonderful Wednesday afternoon, and let us continue to pray for one another. Safety. Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again for providing your government to cover all of us with this heavy rain of the COVID-19. And yet still, we still honor your blanket. We still honor your umbrella. My Lord, without your umbrella, what would have happened to us? Oh my goodness. Those of you that don't know, the umbrella of Jesus Christ is heavy. It's all over. It's large. Every one of us fit on in there. Oh my Lord, thank you. Thank you for providing the protection for all of us. My Jesus, it's so wonderful. Can you imagine for men to be in charge of Sam Cinto and the virus? Can you imagine? You know how many of them will throw the virus my way? Oh my God. Thank you. Through you, we talk to your Father. Through you, the mercy that you have for us, we're able to be blessed. Thank you, my Lord. Oh, yeah. Let us stand up. Don't run. Stand down. He's coming. He's coming for all of us. He's our Savior. Lord Jesus, as you know, with the diaspora, we have two tables. One here in the diaspora and one back home. We put food on there almost every day. And Lord Jesus, we know the disease is everywhere. But some of our brothers and sisters are working in the area where the disease is. And what the less, because of the faith they have in you. The faith that all of us have in you. We go to these places without thinking twice, because we know your protection will not fail us. We know that you care for us, and we know that you continue to pray for us. For we know, Jesus, that through you, our salvation is for sure. And so when we go to these places, we trust you that you will protect us, and you continue to protect us. My Lord, please, as you know, when we go to the work, it's not to say we just go in there to buy clothes and buy things to bluff. We go for work, make no money, so that we'll put food on this table and put food on the table back home. And we ask you, my Lord, to help us. Things are rough. Because of the less amount of money people are making right now, it's our brothers and sisters back home that used to get these stipends from time to time are also suffering. But continue to bless her. We will do what we have to do to bless whatever it is that you give us. We'll say thank you. Continue to bless us. Lord Jesus, we ask you to bless our country, Liberia. We ask you to bless the leaders of the Republic of Liberia. We ask you to give them wisdom for them to do the right thing for all of us. Lord Jesus, we have nothing to give you, but we will continue to praise you, so that those who don't know you will come your way. And with this, my Lord, I say thank you. And through Jesus' name we pray. Say amen. Thank you, folks. All right. Let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, things are getting a little bit excited with the election, my people. Oh, yeah, the election. The election in the county senatorial election, county representative election. Is it representative election time? I don't know. But anyway, the election is there. You might not fool around. But we don't even have a voting right. We can't vote. But I'm going home. I'm going to go to Liberia this election. I will not vote, but I will ask people to vote for my candidate. I'm going to beg people to vote. Yes, the begging issue. I will tell you who my candidate is. I will tell you what my candidate is about. I will tell you the thing that my candidate have done. I give you my candidate record. And I will also tell you what the candidate will do for you. At the same time, we'll be respectful to whoever is going to be the opposition. We're not going to go and get in the gutter with nobody. No insult. None whatsoever. We're appealing for vote. And we want you to look at us as we appeal to you for your vote, to listen to us. Give us the opportunity. Let us explain to you why we want you to vote the way we want you to vote. And once you do that, the decision is yours. You're going to have to decide. Whatever information that I give you, and I can back it up by showing you evidence. And yet still, if you don't think that I deserve the hearing from you, you can shut me off. That's okay. But as long as I've done it from the bottom of my heart, between my God and myself, the rest is up to you. The rest is up to you. We're not coming to these kinds of positions because we feel that we want it, because we're jealous of certain people. Far from it. We're coming to these positions because we've been observing over the years. And nothing, especially in places like Grand County, I don't mind saying it. And unless people can prove me wrong, I don't see any improvement in the lives of our people in Grand County. I don't. I could be wrong. Maybe there's something happening in Grand County that I don't know. Sadly, there's a sad note before I open my show. My last uncle, the last son for Ometo, died on Monday. The last. There's no more uncles. No more uncles. We have cousins now. So when I went home recently, he's blind. When I got home, he was already blind. But before that, when I was growing up in Town, when this man comes to town, he comes to my dad's house, and he would just talk and talk, because he used to stay in Monrovia. Those days, I'd never been to Monrovia before. So when he comes and start lecturing about the movie, about this different hero, oh, then the entire house is packed. People standing through the window looking. I see, like he's the movies. Oh my goodness. Like he's the movie theater. Because the guy can explain the type of explanation. He never makes most of them. So as he's talking, giving the action of the hero, the shooting action of the entire place is quiet for hours. The music of the hero movie. Unbelievable. But he used to lecture us. And of course, my brother Roberto later on picked after him. And so when he decided to come home to stay, we all was in the town. There's the one incident about him that I remember. And this is who I am as well. We don't look for confusion. So one of his older brother, true story, I was there. I saw it. I witnessed it. So one of his older brother, they call him Omer Juan. So Omer Juan and this other guy, they're crowd of boys. And you know, back home, they can be a crowd of boys, cussing each other and things like that. So the old man came from the gate, you know, when Town is on a hill, and the gate and the motor road is about maybe 3-4 miles away, but people walking from the gate coming to town, and you can see them. So the quarter where my uncle and my father and everybody else is on the other side, a little bit going downhill. But it's not too far from the courthouse. It's not too far from the center of the town. One of these days, I will show you guys Town, because when I went home, I purposely made a video of Town going from quarter to quarter, explaining. I will show you that video one of these days. But anyway, so when this old man started coming, he started insulting my uncle, cussing, real cuss. How my uncle was nothing, so dirty that the old man threw me away. All kinds of junk he was saying. So this guy, my other uncle that died now, at the time he was young. Big guy, big. Shoot, I mean, he used to be in Monrovia, so muscle, big guy. So he sat down, we all was sitting down there, he said, but who the man cussing at that? He said, oh, like your brother, he cussing. He said, what? Because he is not too ready to accept tradition. So he said, I must sit here for this man to come from different place to come curse my brother in my town while we all sitting there watching my father grave. Ain't happening. So the man started cussing going through the town, in the center of the town. So everybody said, they call him Bolafor. He said, but who Bolafor cussing? He said, oh, he cussing Omer Juan. Omer Juan sitting on a bench, and I will show you guys the bench as well. Sitting on a bench with his, they call it trunk, some kind of, I don't know the English name. So go sue me, I don't know the English name. But this is one they drive, they fly with. It's a small thing. So he going like this. So he said, your leader man, I will deal with him. So his brother got up. We're all sitting there, laughing with his old man cussing. So he got up. He went around the building and went to the place because he knew this guy was going to the parliamentary house. So he went around and walked that way. Nobody saw him coming. So the guy got to the parliamentary place. And you can see, because between the building, there's like an attic. So as soon as the guy got there, so corner, and they call him David Toll. He went there, he said, but who you cussing like that? He said, I fully man call, he said, Toll son. What kind of business they man got nothing. He can't even find food to eat. He said, but oh, I'm my brother. He said, yeah. So? He said, okay. I'm going to slap you for cussing my brother. He said, yeah, my ear. True story. True story. You know, we thought he was joking. The old man said, yeah, my ear. Yeah, wow. Yeah. The old man fell down. Got up, fell again. Got up, he couldn't stand. So he got up, he's starting to be quiet. He said, oh, it looked like you slapped that strong. Yeah, my other ear. He said, yeah, turn it. He turned it. Wow, in the ear. Said, oh, that Juan brother beating me like this, yeah? Then my father, old man Juan, everybody went there, told Conan to stop it. This is not what happened. The man cursed, old man Juan can redeem himself. He told the people, he said, that's one of the reasons why I refuse to stay in the town. Because I don't, those kinds of things will not happen before me. You people should have stopped the man from the time he started cutting down the hill. He started cussing, coming here, cussing my brother, and you want me to sit here. I'm not going to do it. Then the old man said, oh, you don't know traffic. He said, I said, when you open your mouth again, you say, what I'll do. So the people took that old man, carry him in the house. That's David told. David told. Passed away Monday. So when I went home recently, when I got in Monrovia, I called my son. You know, he considered my son his son because he didn't have kids. But he considered my son his son. So he told my son to call me that when I'm coming to Total, I should bring him back all right. He can't see, you know, he's blind. So when I was going, I bought 2 bags of rice. I took it to him. And he, instead of accepting the rice, true story. Instead of, I want to show a picture, but I'll do that maybe Friday or next week. Instead of David told to accept the rice, he said, thank you. Then he started telling me from the time I was born, things I used to do, all the bad things I used to do. Because one of the bad things I did, and that news came to Town, and he heard about it, was when I was in Ivory Coast, where my grandmother was. I will not call the person here in America, they know. So that person myself ran after the goat. Started cutting the goat into pieces. True story. I was bad. So, you know, take a piece and go roast it. Of course, they killed the goat after that. my grandma, brother, my grand uncle, and things like that, they decided to buy the goat. Because I messed with the goat. I took the people. I eat it down. Then the goat running around. I will be hungry. I beg you. By the way, then he started talking. My son and other children that were not even there when I was born. I mean, when they were born. I wasn't there when they were. And he started narrating the story. How lazy. One time I went to the farm. Harrison and I, another brother of mine, we went to the farm. We didn't do nothing. We ate the woman food for nothing. And that was true story too. But why would he bring those up when all my children are watching? I tried to teach my children to be good. Then here he is telling, remember something he said? Y'all went to the farm, and you only do nothing. Then lunchtime, the one brought the food y'all ate. You and Harrison, you only do even brush nothing. Then the one came to town, started dancing. Then when she went, she couldn't find no spot that was brushed. She came home, the scene started crying. So he brought all, so, you know. But anyway, that's David too. That's David too, my uncle. And so I have some video here where I was asking him some questions. And one of the things that he had big regret about was that not only was he old, but the fact that he was blind. And so there are some kids in the town that will try to pick on his nephew, our older cousin. Is saying, I wish I could see. Even right now, as old as I will put their hair on the ground. That's David told. Okay, folks, he passed away on Monday. And but I will show his video here. According to the story, because I never saw my grandfather. They say he looks just like my grandfather, you know. But that's David too. And one of the things he would do when he coming from Monrovia those days, they have what they call the biscuit, hard time biscuit. They say you can put it in the water and put sugar in it, and you eat it the whole day. Of course, that's the kind of food I used to eat in Monrovia when I was in Monrovia suffering. But anyway, he would bring some hard time biscuit in total, and he would show it. And one of the interesting things Connor did when he came to Total. The Lebanese man that owned a store, true story, in Total. So when David came, the Lebanese man started telling people, the man, he too rough, he look like he can steal. So the people said, but even the man can steal, they run your business. Why many times you not see the man stealing? So David was passing by, and he called him. He said, that you think you look like you can steal. The way I was looking at you, don't come in my store because I got a gun and I will shoot you. So Connor said, I'm bothering you. You never saw me stealing anything before, and you're going to accuse me of stealing? I will teach you sense. So he said, well, it's okay. I'm coming to your house tonight. True story. People from Total know this story. So at night, Connor was able to creep into this man's house. Took the man, the sewing machine, and cut his hair. Cut the Lebanese man while the man was sleeping. The next day, he went knocking. He said, look at your hair. The man was yelling. So Connor went to behind the house, behind the coffee, in the coffee store, and brought the machine. He said, yeah, machine. What make you think I can steal? I can't steal, but I want to show you. You don't put your mouth on people because you're in Total. You're just like one of us. Why would I want to do anything to you? That's David told. But anyway, folks, he's passed, and no, I don't call Kennedy new. I'm not gonna call my Kennedy new. Because I'm on here. If I call my Kennedy new, like I'm running campaign. Wait till I get to Liberia, Total, then you'll know who my Kennedy is. But right now, I'm not calling my Kennedy new. No, I'm not gonna do that. But anyway, let's go on, folks. Samson told. It's Wednesday afternoon. We have we're supposed to have Boston District representative on our show tonight, but they decided to back down at the last minute. I'm not too sure why, and I'm not even worrying about it. We had an agreement, but I just want to tell you they backed down. I don't know why. So they hopefully they will contact us, Mr. So, and make another arrangement. I don't know, but I'm not going to ask that. Why they didn't come, that's not my issue. But they were supposed to be here tonight to promote the virtual convention that we're going to be hosting for them this coming Friday and Saturday. So this coming Friday, the show, the LPR is going to be booked. Saturday is going to be booked. So Monday, I will try to put my uncle video in. And wait for this, folks. Come and see this wonderful town that Samson always talking about. And tell me if you were from that town, the town that I'm going to be showing you, devastated by the war, just like any other town in Liberia, but now that people are rebuilding. And let me show you the town, because I was able to go from quarter to quarter and think some of the places, it was just sad. Some of the places I used to go and do my caca stuff, all bush now. I can't go there again. I can't go there again. But the sad thing was when I was in Total time, that day when I was in Total, all of the kids that was behind me saying hi to me and things, I have no clue who were there. I wasn't there when they were born. Some of them 30 some more year, 80-year-old, I've been out of Liberia almost 100 years. But no, on a very serious though. So the way I can connect to them is to say, who's your father? And the person will call. I say, I used to flock his father. But when I look at it, I say, I'm able to talk to the man again. But I know I used to flock his father. So one of them came and I asked him, who's your father? He called his father's name. And of course, by that time I was crying because most of them are dead. All the friends that I have, they were dead, you know. So anyway, I will show you the town. The wonderful town, and I will also show you my uncle as well. So anyhow, let's start the show. It's Wednesday afternoon, We're not going to be heavy on politics tonight, but there's no guarantee. No guarantee that we're not going to be heavy. Okay, so don't think we're not going to be heavy. Okay, let me now go ahead. Why is this thing always doing it? You know what? I'm getting tired of it. Oh, I'm still die. Oh, man, what you might call die? Oh, did I say what you might call? Woo! Sam Sito. But anyway, I'll show like you know who it is. It's not working right, but you know who this is. Folks, this is the President of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. Weah. Dr. Weah. Folks, this is the President of the Republic of Liberia. And you know my story about Dr. Weah, and that is he's fully elected. No back door. He came in, knocked to the door. People say come in, 61.5%. Until the constitution time that they gave us, he's our president. We're respecting. I will criticize, but I will do it with respect. I will criticize, but I will do so with responsibility. And so let's take that into consideration. Election. Let's start with the main story tonight. Election, folks, your vote in Liberia, that is. I'm talking about Boston District election. Of course, Boston District election too, your vote matter. But I mean the real one. Boston District election in America. You not see Boston District in America eating bamboo warren before? You not see them looking for something to say, oh, I got no bread here to eat today. Boston District Association in America. All they do is whatever help they can get and build high school in Boston District. And that's what the president is doing. So it's not, I'm not talking about your vote here. I mean vote in Liberia. Your vote matters. You must exercise that right effectively. So I'm not going to be showing you some video. I'll just show you that stuff. This is what I want to say to the ruling party. And I'm not accusing them. There are two things I want to talk about here tonight. So quite recently, in fact just today, demonstrating against rape. Peaceful demonstration all over the country, specifically Monrovia. Huge young people demonstrating against rape. And I found some sedition mouthpiece here in the United States, public on their website, going and talking, oh yeah, the people demonstrating. Do they really understand demonstration? Do they understand protest? Protest. You know what that means? If somebody is protesting against something, I'll tell you, before I go to that, let me jump. You know me, I don't hide something. So about 2-3 days, what was it? A week ago. Was it a week ago? A little bit. So my daughter, who's now 14, her duty in the house is to wash dishes. And so, but sometimes she gets tired because she will wash the dishes and the older brother and the younger brother will come and just mess up the place and just dash them. They were not clean. So when you ask them, they say, but I'm my job. So she got tired. So she came in, I was in the studio here trying to put my show together. I think it was Wednesday, or Friday, something. I'm not too sure. But anyway, she came in and she said, there, I'm protesting. Immediately, the very first thing that came to mind was when she said she's protesting. I said, June 7 protest. She's going to protest against washing dishes. So I told her, I said, you know your mom's sleeping. Go do the dishes. When you finish washing the dishes, then we can discuss why you want to protest. No, I'm protesting. I said, you better go do the dishes. When a woman get up, it will be different. Hell no, I'll tell her I'm protesting. I said, okay. Just as we were talking, the man walked in the studio. So, what are you doing? What kind of dishes? She said, you think that Liberia, when you were June 7, you better get up, go do my t-shirt. You say you protest, finish my t-shirt, then what wrong you? Will you think you're American woman? What wrong with you? You going to protest in my house? In my house? Then she straight, look. She did a t-shirt. After she done, then I asked her, you still want to protest? She said she doesn't respect my rights. We're talking about a Liberian mom. You're talking about respect your right to protest about what? You please, you think she's gonna listen to you? I'm the only one trying because we're liberal. So I let her explain herself. So I said, you sure you don't? No, because she doesn't understand what I mean by protest. I said, she told you, nobody protests in her house. No, but I thought I'd just bring that in there. But let's go back on a serious note. So, anyway, on a very serious note, the young people in Liberia, especially the young ladies, decided to protest against rape. And the question that I was asking as this sedition mouthpiece, the government mouthpiece, continue to tell that, there's a good, of course it's a good thing. But because of your failure, the failure of the government to take on this subject matter, caused the people to protest. Don't you understand that? You think they're protesting because they got on one day, everything peaceful, nobody get raped, then they say we're going to protest? How many times this conversation been happening? The president of the Republic of Liberia considering himself feminine in chief. And you're going to have 14, 15-year-old girls protesting. That means someone failed. Someone failed to protect. They got the law on the book. Why are those laws not being enforced properly? Then when they're ready, they make some ridiculous statement as though we're back in 18-something. Castigate the rape. You know what I mean by to get somebody castrated? You know what that is? Why won't you even think twice before you make these kinds of ridiculous statements? And that's the chairman of CDC. So you already have law on the book. These people must be punished based on the law. Then you have sedition lawmakers then trying to water down the law. Say it's too drastic. The bill they said is too much. It's to punish the person. I'm a liberal. But sometimes the liberal thing got to stop somewhere. Rape, on the rape issue, forget it. I'm with Donald Trump. I tell you, I say so. When it comes to rape, I'm not liberal. If you mean conservative, I am. These people do it, will take care of them. What kind of business is this? The law is there. You rape somebody, you're going to jail. Lifetime. If it comes to that, I'm not liberal. I'm not liberal. I'm not liberal. What liberal got to do is, I got my daughter here. You want me to be liberal on that? No. But then again, folks, we don't try. It's very emotional. You see how fast I deny my liberalism here this afternoon, because these things are emotional. Why will you violate a little girl? And you want people to have consideration on you? If the law says you must be killed, if there's any such thing as capital punishment prescribed by the Constitution, carry it out. If it's not in the Constitution, don't make it up. So, the point here is this. If this government, and I said this, today I will say that this government, I'm not even going to pass, this government, if they were taking things serious, the girls will not be in the street. Because for some reason, we all talk, we don't do nothing. You know how many times people have been complaining about this rape business? Yeah, I understand this is not the only government that's supposed to fix it, but let the government for once throw people in jail. When you have people who are connected with CDC senators, they try to pass a law for it to water down, for the punishment prescribed by this rape law to be watered down in the Republic of Liberia. Let's go a little bit deeper than that. These are ridiculous times. So why you think these people protesting? Are you protesting? Are they protesting to say congratulations to this government on the stand they have taken on rape? Far from it. They're condemning the government. And that's why they're protesting, because they don't feel the government taking their interest. That's why they protest. You protest to bring out issue in public. Something that the government's supposed to do. Take care of something. They're not doing it. And they're bringing it up. So don't go publishing it on your page thinking the government doing, look how the government giving people to write. Government give anybody right to do. That's the Constitution. If this government and those who are responsible were on this thing, we won't have issues like this. You won't have these young people getting in the street. So it is not to praise the government for which they get in the street. Yeah, you can say about the government allow. Are you kidding me? In Liberia, government allow? Why would the government prevent people from protesting? For what reason? Folks, I will put my number up very quickly tonight. Not long. Okay. That's one. The other thing, before I put my number up here, those Liberians, whether connected to CDC or not, get this thing straight. You don't have monopolies over violence. You keep pushing the envelope. Sooner or later, people are going to push back. You can't continue to provoke, and you have people, real senators, when you talk to them, say, we're doing our best, but these people with their violent behavior is uncontrollable. People are supposed to be free. But for some reason, and then again, from what I'm hearing and what I'm being seen, this government is not taking these kinds of things serious. We have an issue in Grand Gila County the other day. Where are we? We have the same gentleman, the same honorable representative, complaining that people wanted to kill him. You know what he's doing now? And people there writing, you're tasting your own medicine. Is that right? You know what he has done? The letter he sent to the legislature, and the letter he sent to the community representative to say people want to kill me. He's giving you and the rest of the people notice. He's giving the international community notice. The next time foolish thing like that happen, things will be different. And you know what people are going to say? Well, he's been complaining. And the government was not able to do anything. The man who he was accused, he's also saying, according to the story, that this man going around Monrovia, boasting that he's member of CDC and they can't do anything to him. Why would we have not think say violence is something that you guys think people have monopoly over? No, you don't. Violence is a human nature. That's not you alone. If people, some of us continue to preach that the peace of Liberia must be maintained at all times, and then you have the people misbehaving like that, and the government is not taking a serious stand. We have incident in Grand Gila the last time. We don't know where we are on that. We have Calabar incident recently. We don't know where that is. Today, in this rape protest, Dallas Dillon came in sympathizing with the protester, and then they started throwing things at him, telling him because it seemed to be the way in like, bro, get out of here. We don't want you here. Who are you for you to say the person you don't want there, you don't want them here? Get out. They don't want him to be part of the protest. It's a rape. Is that CDC problem? It's a Liberia problem. And if the man who is representing a specific county, if he wants to be part, you're going to start throwing rocks and trying to kick him out of there. For what reason? And these kinds of stuff, the government must take serious stand. Because guess what? You're not going to be in a position for 200 years. You can be there 12 years. And I told you guys before, people are not listening. I'll give it to you. 12 years. Let's suppose. After 12 years, the new CDC, Sansinto will be in that news because they want intellectual. And I am an intellectual. So they will want me there. I will be part of that CDC. They will not take you. You're violent. They don't want you. They don't want you because you don't know how to talk. You don't want you. They don't want you. Your logic is ugly. You don't even explain well. All you preach is violent. You will not be part of the new CDC. I told you guys the last time. You can't continue to do these kinds of stuff. And you expect, they are just as young as you are. They got supporters just like you. You start throwing rocks. Why people start picking up rocks and start throwing rocks as well? You got represented. So they say, okay, you don't like our representative, okay, let our representative, your representative go in their community to campaign. Why if they start throwing rocks? Then I tell the government going to come out and say, oh, this is ugly, we can't behave like that. Today, government should have been able to pluck out the people out of the street protesters who were throwing things at Senator Dillon. He's still your senator. He hasn't been defeated yet. He must be respected. Just like we want to respect the president's office, and we will respect the president, Dallas Dillon must be respected at all times until you're defeating. You want to bring in public throwing rocks at him. What did he do to you? Because he has to sympathize with the same view you're expressing. Oh, the rape protest is only for CDC. Nobody else in Liberia should protest against rape. Only CDC. Why are you protesting if it's only for CDC? That means CDC-led government have failed. That's why you're protesting for. And Dallas didn't want to be there to sympathize with the protester. You're throwing rocks at him. And these are things you expect. After your term is over, you expect. You're making it difficult. Enjoy it. Throw rocks. And we will continue to ask the opposition to be civilized. Go ahead and show yourself. Go ahead and show your true color, as violent as you are. Continue to do that. Continue to do that. And then you sing your CDC warrior song because you think you're warrior. Let's count things CDC are getting involved. Let me count. And don't come. Y'all bring it on. Bring it on. Cost me. I don't care. Let me count. Number one. We saw Jefferson Kochi. What explanation did he give that time? He said some of his people got stuck behind the enemy line. So he's going there to get them. You think that civil war we're fighting? We're fighting intellectual war, if you want to call it. Now civil war. So now he's going to go to get his people out violently. And there was video all over the place here. Other people accused Jefferson Kochi of carrying knives. Other people accused him of saying that he got guns. I didn't see none of those. But I'm just saying that. That's one. CDC. They were involved. So we saw you're in power now. Yeah, you say, well, when Ellen they were there for 12 years, they killed one of our, we all condemn that. But you were opposition. Now you're in power now. During the election the last time, Madam Ure got stuck behind the enemy line, if we want to say something. The pa didn't do anything. That little girl was behind enemy line. According to you. People vandalize her car, mess her car up. Nobody say anything. We condemn it, we cry here, that is not right, this is nothing. Nothing came out of it. The father, up to now, he has not done anything fine with politics. Most likely he had a conversation with a young girl, Madam Ure, to say you get involved in the Liberian politics. Liberian politics can be rough, can be violent, and most likely the young girl said, there, I can handle myself. And that's why when she was being threatened, her life was being threatened, the father didn't say anything. CDC. The situation in Grangida County recently, they claim to be sedition, according to the story. Now today, Dallas Dillon, because you want him out of that position, according to the president, they want him out if he wants that position at all cost. Why people say this is some of the all cost? This have to do with your all cost. Stone him, throw rock at him. Maybe your boss say, then you will say, I don't want a position again. You throw things at him at all cost. At all cost. You have no monopoly on the violence. So when these things happen, some of us will not bite our tongue. We will say, I come to Liberia. When you catch me, whatever you want to do to me, just take me to Town. That's all I say. Don't do anything else. If you want to help my feeling, if you take me to Sierra Leone, yeah, then you're going to help my feeling. But in Liberia, that's my town. I grew up in the city of Monrovia. What you do to me in Monrovia that hasn't been done to me? I'm trying to kill me. If you do, so what? Folks, we're not going to be here forever. But on a very serious note, you cannot have people in the need of your party to behave like that. To behave like that. Government should stand up. Government of the Republic of Liberia, they're also there not just to protect sedition, they're also there to protect those who want CDC out of Liberia completely. The government must protect them. Unless they come out with violence. Even if they're coming in with violence, the government still have to protect them while they're throwing them in jail. This is the challenge. And if you can't handle it, too bad. Let me go ahead and open my line, folks. You can't continue to do these kinds of stuff. Sooner or later, that sweet country in your hand, all of you young, that sweet country in your hand, instead of fix it so that you will enjoy it for the next 50, 60, 70 years when you're old, so you and your old age can still be able to get something decent in your country. Every day, that country, when you go down the second time, you will not get the kind of help you got before. Every nation on earth have serious issue. Look at Belarus. They're having some serious problem over there. You think Russia going to turn their back on the people and send money to Liberia? America, they're trying to protect their own now. Donald Trump is saying no money going anywhere. Money can't stay in this country because what people need it, they said. You think you start something over there, they will come rushing to you again? Okay, how long Mali's situation been happening? What's the latest news? You might not fix that country. You got issue. Talk about it. But then you're there. You start throwing rocks. The rock gonna turn to something else. Then as something else turn to something else. And then you're going downhill after that. The person, if you made a mistake, somebody died. That person got family. That person got family. Especially die in a foolishness like this. That is not necessary. But because you hate certain people and you want them out of the area. I hate to tell you, Liberia is not one person country. Those days of having one so say, those days are over. Liberia is not going backward. Go up and come down. They're going front. They're not going back. They're going front. If you're on the way, get out of there. All that thing you're doing, we're doing it in the name of the party. You're spoiling the party. You're spoiling the party. They got decent people in CDC. The question that I have, I know there are decent people in CDC. Why are they not speaking up? Even if this thing is not connected to CDC, they should speak out immediately. We will not tolerate the kinds of behavior. It's degrading, forget CDC, but it's degrading to Liberia Constitution. Of representative, senator, got out of his car and decided to walk with a protester in the form of respect for what you're doing. For what you're doing. He didn't have to. He was just supposed to stay in the car, drive. Y'all going to get away and then go park a car and go to whatever office it. But he decided, I'm going to walk with these people. How much more? What do you want? You want somebody to look down on you all the time. Most of the people, you see the kind of car they're driving, tinted window. When they're driving, they can't even see you. Then you have a senator. Senator got out of his car and said, I'm going to walk. Then you start throwing rocks at him. What kind of human being are you? Who are you? Are you really a Liberian? Or because you guys are so young that perhaps you don't even think right? Then you need to be challenged. Oh, my people. This is just, it's bad. It's bad. Look around the diaspora. You see that one of the things you do that is very painful to the young Liberian diaspora. No matter what, they keep putting things together to fix things. Many young Liberians are building houses in Liberia, trying to find way to establish company, to establish means to have their brothers and sisters do well in Liberia. Because they recognize there's not enough position from the government to be able to have all Liberians to work and be able to make money. There was a report from Zwedu the other day, Grand Gide, said the young people got nothing, no job. No job. No job. And I bet you that particular situation is not unique to Grand Gide County alone. So when you go in this again, let me now flip to you now. Voting matter. You're sitting down under the almond tree all day, nothing to do. Look at your life. When you go to gold mine or diamond mine, look how filthy that stuff is. High way of getting money. But what do you do with your money? None of you are rich. You work in the diamond mine, the gold mine, you get diamond, and you sell it for nothing or less. I know so. I've done that. I used to be in Bapa, where I used to, my father get diamond. I go and one time I found diamond, and I sold it right there in the creek itself. I sold it for $7 a diamond for $7. True story. I used that $7. I bought a blanket from my grandma. I bought a rainbow for my grandma. How much was the rainbow? I think it was like $1.75 or so. But that was a lot of money. I remember that. So my father then used to find diamond, but they never used to take it to Monrovia. They sell it right there in Bapa. And the people go and take those diamonds and go sell them in Monrovia. They make more money. And those who buy it from Monrovia take it overseas, millions. Is that what we're going to be doing all the time? The people can't extract these kind of things from us as though we don't even know the value. And now you got young Liberians that have the opportunity, who have studied and find out the value of these resources. They know what the value is. Get these people in there for them to get some serious value, money for whatever it is that they think worth. You don't do it. There was a young man that was on LPR the last time. He said people go to the diamond mining company and go and dig diamond. When they're ready, airplane, helicopter, they don't even come to Maria. They go straight to the diamond mine and they collect the diamond. They fly by and they go. Nobody asking them how many of those diamonds, what's the weight, how much you're taking out. They don't ask them. according to this man. In Liberia, those resources will not last forever and ever. What are you leaving for the young generation? Are you just mortgaging the entire country for instant gratification? The money that many of you will be leaving behind. Because when you die, you don't take money with you. Why don't you have the ability for everyone to enjoy, to at least have a sense of owning something in the Republic of Liberia? We got diamond, we got gold, we got timber, we got iron ore. But none of those things, no good manufacturing stuff in Liberia to say this manufacturing company employing 400 to 500 people. None. And you got Liberians here that are working in the manufacturing factories, running it. They're not just working labor, some of them supervisor, some of them manager. They are Liberians. What make you think the way they're helping America grow, they can't do the same thing to Liberia? But you're not giving them opportunity, nothing. You recycle among yourself. Recycle among yourself. Or when some strange person, educated, want a job, you want him to pay you. Is that what we're going to do? Okay, folks, let me open the line. Samson to LeBron Public Radio. Let's go ahead. Give me a call. 916-533-2048. Let me check it out quick. This is just ridiculous sometimes. But the main thing here, the main subject matter here tonight again is no one person have monopolies over violence. The violence should stop. The violence should come to an end. No question asked. Okay, it's not on here. Okay, the violence should stop. No question asked. Okay, you can't just go on and say, this person, I don't like that person. So therefore, the person don't belong here. Liberia, that your village, the rape protest that is going around, and they're not there to praise the government. That's a condemnation against the government, to be honest with you, to say we're protesting because nothing has been done. You think if the government were doing a right job on this issue, people will protest? What would be the reason to protest? To say we're protesting to praise the government? You know, see that one before? Folks, yeah, and you know, sometimes emotion takes over sometimes, but these things are difficult to talk about. Well, you can't come to these kinds of subject matter and say you're going to divorce your emotion out of it. It's not possible. It's not possible. You saw me tonight as a liberal progressive. I cut the line. If that's the case, if the rape people are not going to be dealt with with me as a liberal progressive, but they particular one, forget liberal tonight. We said it once. I will put a liberal suit on later. But right now, when it comes to rape, you know what it does? You're violating people's rights. And these are young people. Young people. That this particular act, this violator, will affect them for the rest of their lives. You know, when somebody said they've been affected, folks, Liberia, oh my God, Jesus, you're wonderful. Liberian, the mindset they have, they're so strong. Emotional mindset, they're very strong people. They're very strong. They went through the war. People who killed their relatives, they're walking past them daily. They know them. They know each other. But nobody saying nothing. They're waiting for the law. This is what I mean. People who are patient-minded people. So this is something. This is something we have to. Thank you guys for expressing your condolences to us. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. But I'm just saying, give me a call. Your vote matters, folks. All of the things that I've been saying, it doesn't matter how angry I get. Those that are leading the government, they are leading the government legally. They didn't steal their position. They were elected. I can come here and get angry and say this and that, There's nothing I can do except through the ballot box. If you elect people that will seek your interest, most of these things will be dealt with. They might not be as drastic as I'm suggesting, but the full weight of the law will be applied. You want to tell me the kinds of vigors the Justice Department is carrying on with the weak, $16 billion issue? You think they don't have the means, they don't have the manpower to go after rape cases in Liberia? Why is it have to be handled by tradition? We're so confused, it's unbelievable. 1 minute we want to do a tradition, another minute we want to do civil life. Which way, who are we? Which way we're going? The rape case go to the police, then a family member go out and withdraw the case. Rape case, you want to withdraw it? What's wrong with a little girl now? The sense you're not withdrawing, is that going to help the little girl emotional standing in the community? So they should make a law to say once the case comes to the police, the first information the policemen take, the case is closed. They're not going back out again. This guy going to the Justice Department, going to court. And if the court found that he's not guilty, that's the system we have. But the police and the family members should not be the judge and the jury. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. Because if the case go to the court, the man, the pa, should not say, oh, that my little brother, let take the case and go do something. Back home, where I come from, I told you guys the other day, when you rape somebody in the community, first thing, most likely you're not going to be around a long time. But second thing, you have disgraced your family name. And then even your own family will sow your pains. You know what I said the other day, right? When they sow your pain? The person who sowing your pain can make mistake. And so, he's sowing the pain. So if something in our way, they sow it, so be it. They're not going to say, oh, muyu nyama nyama. They're sowing the pain. As he's sowing the pain, he's keeping conversation. True story. They sow your pains. Put needle through it in the thread. And they sow it. So you don't bring that zipper down again. And so when they're sowing it, there's something in the way, so be it. I know it might sound ridiculous, but what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? And this is these are some of the things, and I don't mean to bring. Well, I'll try to keep it from that. I'm not going to make that comment because he's not responsible for that. So I'm not going to make that comment. But these are kinds of stuff when we say our behavior to our sister, mother, and daughters must always be able to be respectful. If we're in a public gathering and make a statement towards a certain segment of our society, the ladies among us, because you're men, you want to make a statement that you think is funny, condescending to our sisters, mothers, and daughters, other people look at you and say, oh, people don't respect a certain group of members of the society, so it doesn't matter to them. They look in the Senate, and I'm being ridiculous now, but I'm just give it to you. They look in the Senate, they found only one woman. The men, when they're ready to do their meeting and things like that, so men. And here's a sad thing I got to tell you. Your Liberian people, whether you like it or not, the women among us smarter than most of us. Sometimes the way the people think, and that's why the information ministry need to do more instead of wasting their time with facts and fiction. You explain to the public the important issue and how the women in our society continue to boost the living standard of our men and whatever it is. The mother, the sisters, the daughters continue to look after in fact, the health of the country. What's wrong with your mind? What can you do without a woman? What can you do? No, seriously, even here in the diaspora, what can you do without a woman? My goodness. And then you're going to start abusing them? Let me be ridiculous a little bit. 9 months to carry a baby. But before that, you all over the place. Hey, baby, hey, baby, I love you, baby. Hey, baby, you male. You all over, baby. Then when she come to you, she carrying your child for 9 months. You able to keep a bowling ball in your stomach for 9 months. Some of you want to swallow fufu like my stomach. Then you say, hey, my stomach hurts you. Your fufu in your stomach. Your fufu in your stomach. Then you say your stomach hurting. Your fufu in your stomach. But there's this person carrying another human being in their stomach. And not only that, that person that is in that stomach depend on that individual. The people don't understand. These are things that really hide sometimes about the rape business. Because they don't understand the value. A lady is pregnant. If she's emotionally drained, it affects the baby. A lady who is pregnant, that lady is always strong, not only for herself, but for her child. You go rape some 15-year-old at the back of their mind for life. You have a scar, they got scar on it. They go carry baby. Some of the people that don't have strong mind like the other lady, then they start affecting it. Then the baby come out deformed. Now, I'm not trying to connect it because I'm not scientist, but I'm being ridiculous anyway. Let me be ridiculous. I'm not scientist. Go sue me. If you think a statement I'm making it wrong, go sue me. I think I care. But you want the emotional stability of these women. These are the kinds of information the people like Minister of Information should give to the community for them to understand the action of rape. Why it might be something just for that individual, it affects the community. The women, they carry 9 months. Then after that, they have the child. When they have the child, you help. But 80 to 90% of the time, it's the mother. It's the mother. The women in our society are the backbone of our society. They keep the health of the community to be strong. They must not be raped. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, what's your name? What is on your mind? And please,
Lodi, how you doing?
Not bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, the rape case or the rape cases in Liberia, you know the part that hurt me? The part that hurt me is a 3-year-old girl who that man have to use recently, excuse me, to open her up to have sex with her. You know, it made me sick. It made me sick. You know, there is a law and order. Let me say it this way. But that man don't need to live. That man don't need to live. The same way you open up the 3-year-old girl to penetrate through her. That very day, your own case was going to be done. They just put you straight on fire strike and they just kill you to set an example. No judgment. Your judgment should be the bullet. just look in your chest, put 2 bullets straight in your chest because you deserve it. But the rape issues in Liberia is getting too much. We have almost 200 and some more cases in Liberia with it COVID-19, and we have 900 and some more cases about rape in Liberia, and people are protesting. Somebody walking, then they train right. This is what I said the last time on your show, Tony. We are NDPL, we are Action Party, we are the Great Progressive Youth people were part of, PPP, Moja, all of these people. Today, people can't talk about them. Today, people talking about Facebook. People talking about somebody who advocating for their people like you, like the Dillon man who is the senator today, the Henry Koska, like all of these children that are following you. When it start hanging people on pole in Liberia at this time when they start hanging people or putting you on the pole, on the electric pole, that what they did to the 17 people in Liberia in the late 80s, in the 80s, that's the only way the rape issues in Liberia will go away. But one, when they do it, as you said from the beginning, this is my sister, brother, this is this brother. When the heck on you have to go rape 4 years old child, 3 years old child? Why you get from out of these people? But why you get from out of 3 years little girl or 10 years boy that you could go behind him? What you will do with them? It's just wickedness in Liberia now. When they start killing people, when they kill 2 or 3 person on fire squad, you will see rape business will just go away from Liberia. But once when they do it, they say, oh, you'll leave there, it will be worse before the end of 2023. If I were the president,
okay.
If I, but Inua was the president, I would tell the Liberian people I have no place or no other area to keep a rich person, somebody who raped anybody. I don't have place for you. Period. Whether you say that this must buy him or that, if you rape anybody, more especially, child, who is now woman here to say this woman is 18 years old or 18 years and below. If you do it, I don't have place for you. You will go. Either we'll stone you with rack, we'll use the Sharia law and stone you with rack until you die. When they do it like that 1 or 2 times in Liberia, brother Samson, is done. You will never see any Liberian man raping any child. You see, in the 70s, they used to kill. Yase them. Whatever kill Yase. In that Yase brother there, in I seen Irrectable downfall came above, and the common people started going against Tobert. Let it do it in Liberia. But we will be talking until we talk. Down to CDC. You know, people, I don't know, when another party comes in power tomorrow or day after, and they begin to do good for the Liberian people, where will be the sedition? Where would they be? If you are a member of CDC today, you throw rat at peaceful protester today. What are you doing it for? Somebody paying you $5, $10. Now, what property is not good in the country? Poverty is the enemy of the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Appreciate it. Call. Again, folks, Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio is 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock over there. We'll be up for about 15 more minutes or so. But on a very serious note, we cannot devalue our sisters. If these people, the way I understand womanhood, I'm not womanhood, but at least I have all the children, and when they one in Liberia, but all my other children, I was in the delivery room. The kind of thing that women go through. The thing women go through. You know, one of the things I think perhaps will help these people to understand. Maybe if the women are having their kids, let them invite some men to go in there. Maybe if they see the suffering, see the face of these women as they're having the kids, they have much more about people up in the country, people here in America. I mean, my kids that were born here in America, and they kind of cuss the wife or cussing me. I hate to laugh, honestly, but I'm just telling you, these are very serious stuff. Okay, so when they come out of those kinds of stuff, and the girl, why would you allow young people? And this is what I keep saying. Now let's go back again to the young Liberian diaspora. Some of them in the law enforcement area, they have a criminal justice degree. Some of them masters, social workers. They can identify kids in the community that are getting trouble, and based on the identification process, the kids can get help. There's plenty here, plenty beaucoup in the diaspora. What we can use them. These are Liberian. They're not foreigner. What we can, the government business, man, it make me sick sometimes. Not that we are government alone, but the entire government process business make me sick. What is the purpose of having the government? It's not to seek the interest of the people. So let's use this example, this government for example. Well, they can even put that to test. You have Samuel Tour coming here in a town hall, being condescending to people. You think those are the kind of that will gravitate and say, yeah, I want to go and offer my service to the people when you have no respect for me? Why the government can't even try it? You got so many problems. You got so many problems facing you. Why you can't say, okay, why Yoshi come to the Liberian diaspora and say you want me to be more? Let that we are in America and go from state to state, having town hall meeting, and let him make the first thing. Anybody you come in a town hall meeting, before you leave, we must have 3 to 4 people that will put their name down on a piece of paper that will carry and invite the person to do X, Y, and Z. You think like you're going to shy away from that? Most likely, what you're going to ask the government to do, I will find my own sleeping place, I will find my own food, just pay my way, and you'll give me transportation. Even if you don't pay them, because they're working, they will take vacation. And you have all of these Liberian diaspora that are working social workers, master degree, double master degree. They're working for county, federal government, state government to make sure to identify young people so that the young people can get help. And they got programs. These Liberians write the program themselves. They write programs that will help young people in their community to make sure they stay out of trouble. They make sure they don't go through with a rape issue. They're here. They're all over the world. You're sitting down over there. You can't even make it. Instead of, first thing, you have to recognize that this thing is just too big. We need help. We need help. That's why many Liberians left the country to come and train themselves. They have the brain. They have the talent. You're going to open your arms and be truthful and say, I need help. When you come and ask the Liberian, forget, but let me be ridiculous. Forget Liberian. Go to Liberian diaspora sedition in the diaspora. Highly educated, specialized, sedition. You don't want those people. You want somebody who will give you money for you to get position. The person who giving you money for position, the person can't perform. Why would I, Samson Toe, from Toe Town, Black Chiefdom, Basson District, Grand Jida County, Republic of Liberia, want to give anybody 5 cents to come and work as an engineer? For what reason? For what reason? 5 cents I will not give you. But anytime you watch anybody come and say, hey, you're small thing, I need a job. And he'll say, what can you do? Oh, I can do that. You have the money here? The person can't perform. Because if a person can work and know his job, they will not pay you. In fact, they'll be frisky more. And they say, you want me in farm? You don't want me in no big. Because the man have the talent. He can make money any part of the world. He doesn't need you. You need him. Because what you have now, they're failing you. They're not helping you. If they were helping you, why would you have all the issues? You're being in office now. Let's go specific a little bit. With CDC, you're being in office now going to 3 years or more. Why do we have all these issues? So that means people are not performing. Simple as that. There's no two-way street around it. If you bring people that will develop programs that will be helpful to the Liberian people, I don't care, we can be poor like church rack. But when you target your program towards a specific area, even if they don't help 100%, they will help a little bit. But look how much protest. Every little thing. Because you're not getting no system. So they're ready to protest. Because the things they protest is the only way they can be heard. You got Ministry of Information that's supposed to be engaging in most of the community. What Eugene Falcon, the deputy minister, the man we love to hate, what does he do? He comes up with facts and fiction. Bring your facts and fiction to rape now, rape cases. Identify what is the issue, Eugene. Mr. Falcon, Honorable Falcon, what is the issue? Why the case behaving the way they do? Exercise your brain and tell us. Nothing gonna come out. Nothing will come up. You come to the diaspora. Dr. Weir, listen, come to the diaspora. There are many Liberians that will tell you, don't pay me. I will come. They will put themselves together. The reason why they're not doing it right now, because people like Yula, they're not doing nothing anyway. So nobody want to invest time into Yula Center, because most of the Yula, we've seen it. Their leadership, as soon as they become president, the next thing they want to do is go to get a job in Liberia. There are plenty of them over there. So those kinds of things erode the confidence that Liberians have for the organization. So I'm not even talking about Yula. They might have a function. They can function in something, do something. But you, Doctor, we are come to America and go from state to state, because each one of these states has their organization, Liberian organization. In every one of these states in the United States, most likely have a Liberian organization, because that's about the only way they got together among themselves. So you identify them and you come. You be truthful. I need help. I need help. We need help. And when they help you to get the ball going, who you think gonna get credit? The Liberian diaspora? The people who get no vote? They can't stand to be in any kind of office. They're coming over there for maybe 1 or 2 months. That's it. put your program together. Teach your people how to manage the program. Teach your people how to do certain things. They'll come back and start working again because they're taking vacation. And you know, some of them want to take, some of them making $60, $70, $80 an hour. If they're taking a month, you know how much they throw in the hole? Well, you can't think. Well, you can't think. These people, education, they can give you program, decent program to carry on your educational program. In the health sector, Liberians are there. Criminal justice, Liberians are there. The area that is affecting you the most, engineering, Liberians are there. Now, I gave you, those of you in Liberia, the judiciary, the law, and things, because I want to do plenty of them, the lawyer. So that one you can have it. But you have to connect with the Liberian diaspora. Any president that comes to office and connect, truly connect to the Liberian diaspora, they will do well with that country. Because many Liberians have trained themselves and they're working in their field, making these cities, the counties, the state, even the federal government improve the lives of its citizens. Liberian diaspora. Folks, and those of you that are watching me, most of you know what I'm talking about. We got nurses all over the country, Liberian nurses all over. They work in the big hospitals. Kaiser, they're there. They can help. But you're not giving them the opportunity. You come and ice them. That's all most of them, that's all they want. Oh, the government asking you, okay, the government have a program here in the United States. Those of you that want to go home, this is what the government is offering. I'm not talking about pay. You got money to pay them. You got 5 cents to pay them. Nothing. That chicken change, you're making what you think the children want. I beg you, don't bring money business either. Just say, I need help. They will come to your aid. Mr. Amos George, if you're listening, please give me a call so that we can close this program. Now, folks, Samson Toe will not be on Friday because we're going to have Boston District convention, and we're going to be on Friday and Saturday. I'll be back Monday. And Monday, I will try to put, since my uncle is no longer alive with us, I think this will now push me to truly show the total as I know it. So I'll put a show together and then show you guys, and I'll show my uncle as well. So thank you, Mr. Josh. Mr. Josh Sampson Toe, thank you very much for calling. Please close it for us.
Yeah, let me start with the violent thing first. You know, Mr. Toe, what is going on in Liberia? And those of us that are outside Liberia, we can see the trouble coming. The train is coming. But those who in government and support us are not saying this. Until the day the train hit the fence, and everybody be saying, oh, we didn't know. Why am I saying this? Honorable Jesse Culver, all the violence that has taken place in Liberia CDC is always implicated, leading it. All government personnel always involved. Jesse Culver, all the attack on Jesse Culver, the most recent one, Oro, that the guy took the message to Chapping. The ex-bodyguard, worked for the DEA. That the men have testified against him. Today, the government is not saying anything. Grand year, the government lied. When it happened, they say, oh, they invited the superintendent down to Monrovia. When the superintendent went back up, the interview he had, he was never called to Monrovia. He was not told to come to Monrovia to report. He did not meet with the Minister of Internal Affairs. He was in Monrovia to attend some private business. Those were the words of the superintendent of Grand County. Today, The government has not come to revoke that statement. So it tells you the government lied. You did not lie when they put out a press statement. Now, the other group I'm looking at, which I'm saying they are very corrupt, because the corruption in this group, this is why they are not doing anything. The ECOWAS country, the ECOWAS body, they are sitting as surprised. The ECOWAS here are written over 10 letters. The ECOWAS body, the United Nations, the message here are written over 10 letters. None of them have ever called the government to respond. But they're waiting when something happens and they come to make money. ECOWAS is not having, because what all the ECOWAS leaders are corrupt. So they cannot question their friend when they are wrong thing going on in the country. They are only there to make the money at the expense of troublebreaker in those countries. We have to now start looking at ECOWAS leader and the UN representative in Liberia. These are the bodies that are sitting down and all this trouble is breathing in Liberia, but they are not saying anything. They are not saying anything. They sat down in Mali until 2 months, 3 months, the people took to the street, then they can't say, oh, we're putting sanctions on the people. Where these people have been when all the trouble been going on? This is at the ECOWAS is another just say about it they have created. It doesn't work it. Now, to the weird government, it's violent. Nobody has monopoly over it. You cannot buy it from store. Government people, you advise your people to start. Because one day, what people are not expecting, it will take people by surprise. And we'll be all yelling again that Liberia is on fire. It's President Weah cannot run the government, he must stand it over to the people. He told you said the other day that he will be forever called excellency. The issue of rape in Liberia, they are very different components to it. You touch on some. But let me just lay out something. First, you must know what is the cause of this increase in rape in Liberia. We are not the experts. So only the expert will be able to tell us. And we don't have those people. The criminologists, the psychiatrists, the social worker, the police. That is, the police component is to investigate all the rape cases that were generated from, that where the investigation starts from, then to go to the court. But look at the police. We do not have a forensic lab because there are some rape will take place, there will be no witness. So the only way to tie someone that rape is to do a complete forensic investigation. We do not have the lab. The police is not equipped to do that one. We don't have the criminologists to find out why these people are committing this crime. The psychologists are not there. The social workers are not there. These are the components that are supposed to make sure that these things are addressed. Because if these things are lacking, sometimes the wrong person will go to jail. Because there's no forensic to think that this man was there or he was not there. We don't have that. And the loophole there is that then the lawyers take advantage of that. When the accused go to court, the lawyer draw all the technicalities. How you get at the evidence, how you arrive at this point, what was the hair, what was the blood, what is the semen. All these things the lawyer come with. Government loses that case. And that person goes scot-free, even though they committed a crime. But because the government cannot present a complete evidence to convict that person, they will walk out. Then the victim now is living with that scar and seeing that person every day. Imagine the trauma that person has to live with for the rest of their life. So the government must get ready to put the machinery, the right thing in place. The court system, if the court are not equipped, they will not function properly. You must have the lawyers to go in depth to the letter to prosecute the people. All these systems are lacking. At the end, the victims and the women, the children, our mothers and the who suffer and are suffering today. 7 to 8 months, you have 958 cases of rape in Liberia. The gender ministry cannot tell you they are not even prosecuted 25% or 10% of those cases. And you come to say that you're working? How can you be working when you have those number of rapes in the country and not? You cannot prosecute anybody and say, oh, they're working. These people are joking. They are not serious about what is going on in Liberia. The government, I would say this, because record not being kept, this one of the highest or number of cases in Liberia. Maybe you can go back to our days in Monrovia. We hardly used to hear about rape in Monrovia. Hardly, before I talk about the rural area. But today, look at Monrovia, Liberia. The 16 counties is rape cases all over the place. What is happening? People, they want to give the excuse, oh, if this government, you want to talk. No. When government come to power, especially the government, the premise on which they came to power was to change how things were being done in Liberia. They complain about all these things. When the girls were taken to Lebanon, they said they were going to work on the Lebanese people start using as slaves. Honor Ellen. We made laws, they made laws, CDC made laws. So today they are in power, and look at what is happening. This is not right for Liberia. The message is sending out that these are things that drive development from the country. These are things that drive business people away from the country. Because all this everything on social media. It's on social media. You cannot, there's no way you can hide it. No more again. So the issue now is, how is the government going to navigate this thing? I think I honestly tomorrow there's another project today. They say the president went Nima yesterday. He didn't show today. They say he went Nima. Tomorrow what will happen? The people say they go into a house. Now, what will take this president to come out to reassure the citizenry and say, you know what happened? Where is the person? I got it. I'm going to mandate my cabinet, the relevant agencies, to tell me what they need, what logistics they need, so we can fast track some of the cases. That's how leader behave. That means you rest assuring your citizenry. You're assuring the people that you are in empathy with them. You feel for them. But going all the time, that will not solve the problem, Mr. President. You don't want to meet with you? You don't want to meet with them? It is a responsibility. Because the way in Africa government is run, the president is the most powerful person in Africa, in the country. So when they are not getting redressed, you're the only person they can go to. You're the last person they will come to. So I think those who are advising you to stay away from it, the best thing I will tell you is to meet them and receive the petition and give them some reassuring words of reassurance to say, look, I understand it, I feel for you people. I'm going to maintain my cabinet and the relevant agency to look into this issue. It is important. But you can't say you don't want to see them. It's wrong. You have to. The last thing I want to touch on is, or the other one is that voting. These are things that will say voting matters. You are representative. People that you elect. Important. Are they there seeking your interest? How many representatives have we seen to come and speak on this issue? These are things that we're seeing. Don't just vote people because speak the same language, dialect. We all went to school, they're my friend. No. Vote people who will seek your interest. The break cases are in Liberia. 3 days have been marching. How many of those representatives that just happened in a district to join you people. In solidarity with you people to say, okay, I will march with you or we'll march with you people. You don't say that. Just the other day before President the late John Lewis died, he went to Black Lives Matter. Mitt Romney went and met with protesters. These are things that the leader needs to do to tell the people, to assure the people. But when you do it, it's not politics. What you mean is not politics? When your constituency has been harassed, terrified by people, it is your right to war with those people because it is their interest you are representing. And I hear people say, oh, it's not politics, we're not here for politics. What do you mean you're not here for politics? It is absurd for people to be talking this crap in Liberia when these kind of things are happening. But I say again, voting matters.
I want you to respond to this guy, James City. He says, are you saying there was no rape going on during your days? Children were raped every day by the same government officials in your days. We sit at the bike and make noise. What will be your response to that person?
You see, Mr. Tool, it is sad. I grew up in troubled days. I said, you had a year for rape cases. I didn't say there was no rape. But it was not as compared to what we're seeing today. You guys can attest you grew up in Monrovia. You grew up in Monrovia. I didn't say there was no rape cases in Liberia during trouble time or no time. I didn't say so. I said, but the alarming rate that we see today, it was not. And even there were rape cases in no case. So in that time, is there justification given for what is taking place today around the weird government? Is that justifiable? Is that justification you gave him? So because since it's happening on a past regime, we should continue to do the same thing. Is that what it may seem?
I guess that's what he's suggesting. That's why he's suggesting.
That's justification. Yeah, he's justifying it. I think it happened on a past government, so today we must accept it. And this is the same thing we continue to talk. And it is the behavior, it is physician behavior. I hate to say it, but it is the behavior. Because every time you talk about corruption, they say, oh, what about Ellington? But then, if you say that, if you say that, what were you running on? Didn't you say you are coming to change the system for better? It's not a platform that you told the Liberian people that we're going to fight corruption and other ill in the society. And rape is part of the ills. Now you see now, oh no, it happened in the past today, it happened, nobody should talk about it. It is absurd. For whosoever asked that question. Now let me ask him.
It's James City. James City.
James City, let me ask you this question. It's hypothetical, but let me ask you. If your sister were raped today, will you say the same thing? You won't say the same thing. You would not say the same thing. Say you want to be vocal. Let me put the thing aside. If that happened to your sister, your niece, 3-year-old child, will you say the same thing today? No, you will be outraged. You will be trying to kill her if you sleep and say you'll kill them. But because it's not happening to you, and you think the power solution or whatever, that's why you ask my irresponsible question. There's no justification for any crime for people to commit to justify it because past people did it. And sometimes if you don't understand, people try to listen. The question that I said to Mr. Toll was, we did not experience the kind of thing when we were growing up in Morocco, on a trouble and Joe. I didn't say that it not happened. I was wrong. So listen, that's what I said. But because you're blind, the law for CDC, the law for George Weah, you don't see anything wrong with the evil that the people are creating in Liberia. And you think it's okay for the country. But you don't know the impact, the negative impact it has on the country outside. They don't look at it from that perspective. They're only looking at, oh yeah, the government, we are here. And these,
let me, I want you to address it again, unless you don't want to.
yeah.
He writing again, he said, please do not read my mind, but my question or statement is based on what he said. There was no rape case during our days. Is that what he said? Is that what he said?
Yeah, no, Mr. Toe. I said, Mr. Toe, did we see the kind of rape in Towertown or Dothan? I said, no. I said, they have, but it was not at this rate. In less than 7 months, 958 cases. Is that comparison? You can go and do some research and see. I said, even in the villages, it was not like that. But in the 15th subdivision, almost every month there's rape cases in every county in Liberia today. And if you say Allah, let me go to the police station and see the record from 1979 or 76 to see. It was rape cases, but it was not like this. It wasn't like this. So maybe he misconstrued what I said. And maybe coming out, I'm not reading your mind. I'm only asking you. Because the question you write will determine the way you think. That's why you should know. The way
What was the question? Ask him again. Ask him that question again. Maybe he didn't get it right.
Oh, I asked him. I said, if your sister, I said it's hypothetical. I said, but if your sister were raped, or your 3-year-old sister were raped, will you write the same thing, the same question I asked, will you write it? That's the question I'm asking him. And he had not answered that. He come back to say, I should not read it.
If I see his answer, I will read it. But go ahead and make your comment.
Yeah, so this is what's happening. What we're telling people, you can see how so many people are thinking in Liberia. That is why today I saw a young man with rock trying to stone women those girls who are marching today. And I show the gentlemen that are writing, asking the guy, those are the kind of people to support, who don't see anything wrong or want to compare what happened in the past, which was there, and since it's happening today, we should not talk about it, because since it's happening in the past was there, and we didn't talk about it. So when it happened today, we should not talk about it, which is wrong, because your government came on the promise to change the way things was done in the past. And if the government came to power based on those practice, then of course, rape is like an epidemic now in Liberia. So then the government must address it. If the government cannot address it, then we have to continue to speak up. You may not like it, but that's the fact.
Thank you.
And for me, I'm not going to back down. And the last thing is, today, again, there were a whole lot of demonstrations in the Capitol building. People at the Capitol accusing him of stealing the money. That's the word. Stealing the money workers. 3 years, Capitol building, they said the man has stolen money. And they have, Bobo Chima have removed him from the Ways and Means Committee.
Oh!
He's suspended.
Yeah, I want you.
Oh, now if I find the video, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah. This today at the Capitol building, because they say they come to some other worker, they say I don't honor him, to petition him. And the other worker say if they come there, it will be the biggest mistake of some of our lives, because he has suppressed them. He has mistreated them for the past 3 years. Since he been away from the committee, he has eaten the money, and Bobo Chima has removed him from the committee, suspended him. But he go around and he stay on the committee, but they say he has been suspended and taken from the committee. These are employees from the Capitol building, not me talking it. So that the voters look at this man that you people, they are running around dishing out money to you people. Your life lies in these people's hands, because decisions they make will affect you and your children. Today you see, rape is all around. None of them speaking about it. They are your representatives, but they are not seeing it. So you see what's happening to you people. So, Mr. Toe, I just want to leave it a note, but better be very careful in Liberia. The government must try to address this violence and rape issue in Liberia. If personal government take down, things will ball over. Thank you, Mr. Toe.
Thank you, Mr. Josh. Thank you very much. Okay, folks, that's the last caller. So that's it. We're going to go ahead and say good night to all of you. Again, folks, Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, starting Friday, we're going to be having Boston District Virtual Convention on LPR. So my regular Friday show will not be postponed, and we will be back on Monday. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Those of you that continue to follow, we say thank you, thank you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Let's see. Let me just entertain you a little bit here and see how far we're going to go. Let's see. Let me play something quick here. The political time anyway, so let me play it.
You the one and the ruling party. We are the government party. No. What have I said? We are the government party. We control the army, we control the police, we control everything. And we will utilize that authority that other people have utilized in the past in our country. Am I hearing you?
Again, folks, this is Sam Sainto, LIBERIA Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again for following this evening. We'll say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday afternoon. Please tune in to Boston District Virtual Convention. I think Boston District will be the first people to have this kind of convention. Liberian Organization Convention. I'm not too sure if it has happened before, but we're going to put it to test tomorrow. And Mr. So is quite ready. Hopefully, we will be successful. And these are technology we're going to be using. So they're not something from Town that I can just twist and the technical issue. So maybe something to might not even be able to operate anything tomorrow. I mean, for Friday. But in the meantime, we'll do our best. Thank you for tuning in. And you people have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday afternoon. Please stay safe. The disease is still out there. Don't let out. Don't let out. Don't let out. Be mindful at all times. Wear your mask. Wear your gloves if you can. If you're in a gathering, a lot of people wear your mask. But don't do this all the time, facing the mask, because that's how you can. You know, there was a story. I have a Japanese, I call it Japanese TV here at my place. So I watch Japanese TV every day almost. But they came off. They had their ship over there in Japan when the crisis started, and they did an investigation where they put paint on people's hand, and it's okay. One person put paint that they only can be seen through virus light. So this person, one person, the rest of it has no pain, only here. That one person was able to infect the entire room, about 50, 60 people. This is how they do it. They got a place where they go eat food. The man hold a spoon, take the spoon, put it inside. The next person come and take it. Then from there, people wiping their glasses. Then you can see, when they turn the viral lights on, you can see their faces all paint. You can't see the paint that's not visible. If you turn your lights on like this in the light, you're not going to see it. But when you turn the virus lights on, you can see the faces, the people clothes, everything. It was eye-opening. So when you get somewhere, wear your gloves. Wear your gloves. Don't be ashamed. Don't touch your mask as many times as you would like to, because your face, every time something in your face, you're not comfortable, you want to fix it. Be careful. Be careful. This is Samson told. Gene said if I'm to sit down, man, where you might the people who leading, what the government supposed to do? Is it not the government responsibility to make sure people are safe and the people having demonstration? Why are they demonstrating? Are they not demonstrating because the government have failed? Then when people bring that out, they ain't gonna sit down here more. I blame people. Who blame you? I found to sit down, man. Yeah, something. Okay. Anyway, this is Samson Toll. Thank you very much for tuning in. We say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday afternoon. Please stay safe. Good night, folks.
I don't like to use the word anymore ruling party. We are the government party. No. What have I said? We are the government party. We control the army, we control the police, we control everything. And we will utilize that authority that other people have utilized in the past in our country. How about you? Yeah.
And let you for money, and let you go money.